C-Class has been a bestseller for Mercedes globally and pretty much in India as well. The car that we have been seeing recently, of course, is the third generation C-Class, which was launched in 2007. So it was right on time that Mercedes unveiled the facelifted version last year at the Paris Motor Show. And this version is ready to hit Indian roads now. We're going to take a look to see what's different on this C-Class. At the time of its launch in 2007, its design was radically different from its predecessor. And now with the facelift, there's been another massive change. Gone are the big, aggressive headlamps. Instead, the C-Class now uses headlamps that have been inspired by the SL class. These L-shaped headlamps lend an aggressive yet sleek air to the C. These also feature LED turn indicators that span the entire width of the headlamp. You just can't miss the new bumper either. It borrows design cues from its elder brother, the E-Class. The air dam also is bigger and more attention-grabbing. Instead of the fog lamps, you get LED daytime running lights, which look really quite smart. Overall, the new face is more athletic and confident. Now the C has tried to get more lean as well. It uses aluminum to save 9.2 kilograms on the bonnet and more on the front wings and the doors. At the side, you can see more bits that have been borrowed from the elder brother, the E-Class, like the new bigger rear view mirror and the 17-inch wheels. At the rear, the tail lamps have also been tweaked, although the changes aren't all that striking. But how does it fare on the inside? Straight away, the interiors feel more appealing and more upmarket, whether you look at it from the design standpoint, whether you look at it from generally the materials used or the equipment on hand. This just feels notches above the earlier version. Now Mercedes has been very generous with the interiors. The dash now looks like a miniaturized E-Class dash. It's hard to miss the E-Class-like trapezoidal air vents and the common shroud for the LCD screen and the driver's instrument cluster. The new bigger central screen has higher resolution and doesn't sit stored away under a lid. The new features like Bluetooth and the easily accessible USB slot in the central glove box makes the C-Class feel more current gen. The driver is treated to a smart new steering and a sharper looking instrument binnacle. In fact, the C-Class betters the E now as it gets a high-res LCD display in the center screen of the speedometer. For the road, we had Merck's 1.8-litre turbocharged direct injection motor on hand. As before, the motor develops 186 bhp and 28.8 kgm of torque. Now, despite being turbocharged, this engine has a good spread of torque, which means even at low down, it's nice to drive this car around. And when you put your foot down nice and heavy, it revs up quite nicely too. However, the C200 CGI felt sprightlier than expected. Now the biggest improvement here, of course, is the gearbox, because it replaces the old 5-speed unit with the 7G-tronic's latest version, the 7G-tronic Plus. Compared to the old 5-speeder, the driving experience is much better. The faster 7-speed gearbox uses the wide spread of torque from the motor to deliver unruffled drives or hurried acceleration, depending on which drive mode is in use. When you use it in E mode, which is efficiency mode, it switches up gears really quickly so that the engine is running at a low RPM and generally feels nice and smooth. The gear changes are also smoother and less hurried to give a sense of comfort. Now if you want to speed things up a bit, you just need to switch to S mode, push your foot down for the kick down, and the gearbox will switch down several gears and let you rev nice and quick to the red line. In sport mode, the gearbox is much more aggressive. It holds on to a gear longer, letting the engine run to its red line. The engine is a bit audible and has the C become truly sporty. Now while the steering feels really nice to hold, it doesn't have that communication and that feedback that really pulls a driver into driving enthusiastically. Overall, drive the C-Class hard and sure it'll do the job, but it's nowhere as rewarding as driving a 3 Series hard and fast. But in its eagerness to be young and sporty, has the C-Class lost out on its traditional comfort settings as well? Now, as you expect with every Merc, ride quality is really nice. You feel comfortable in here, and even at higher speeds, the Merc really drives nice and flat. So all in all, the Mercedes C-Class isn't the most exciting car to drive, and its near 30 lakh rupee price tag is a bit on the steep side. But we still feel that this car has a lot going for it. So even on the new facelifted C-Class, traditional Merc qualities like comfort and build quality remain as solid as ever. But what makes it all the more appealing is its new aggression when it comes to design, its up-to-date equipment, its luxurious feel on the inside, all of which was a bit lacking on the earlier C-Class. On top of that, it now gets the 7G-tronic gearbox, which makes performance so much more satisfying and rewarding. We do not expect efficiency to get poorer, in fact we expect it to get better. So when you look at it as a whole, this package, the new C-Class, is probably younger, cooler and the most desirable C-Class ever.